beginning of that. I hadn't seen it. That was Belfast. I remember it well. Now, I love this country, but sometimes patronising, stupid and politically correct ads that assume that if we can buy beer outside of government stores, teens will become alcoholic crazies. Let's have a look at this public service announcement.
Of course they're good kids, but they are still kids. So what if we made it easier to get alcohol?
Hey, boys. Hey. Yo, yo, yo. Whoa, look at this now. 54. Got it, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, boys. Have fun tonight, boys.
Oh, we will.
Alcohol in convenience stores? It's just not right for our kids. Learn more at ontariobeerfacts.ca.
Sorry, I'm just a bit emotional. It's like Schindler's List, really, isn't it? Straight Talk contributor Anthony Fiore knows about government stupidity and a great deal about beer and drinking as well. What I loved about that was it was so PC that there was three races represented because of the massive drinking problem amongst South Asians and Chinese kids, of course. I mean, it was ludicrous.
I find that very hilarious. I also love the stereotype of the store owner. It looked more like an American store, you know, in those 1980s movies with like Nick Nolte or whatever, when they go in and there's that sort of fat guy and he's balding and he brings out the shotgun and he's like, "Get out of my corner."
You're describing me right now.
You got a shotgun. Okay, I'll behave.
Got the baseball bat. Yeah. Get out of my store. Yeah.
But I just find this so ridiculous. I think more and more people in Ontario now realize that the beer store is not like the LCBO, which I mean I consider ridiculous too, that the government would have a monopoly over wine and spirits distribution. But no, the beer store is a privately allowed monopoly granted by the government, something that would be illegal if the government was not approving of it happening. 49% each for Labatt and Anheuser-Busch, which are foreign-owned companies now, and then Sapporo Sleeman has the other 2%. So this ad is this company, these three companies, saying, we want to keep our monopoly. And Michael, just a few weeks ago, I went to a speech, I believe it was the Economic Club of Canada, where the president of the beer store was speaking, and he said that there will be societal decay if if alcohol is available in the corner stores.
I travel extensively, and particularly when I go back to the UK every year, and generally over the years I've taken my kids. It's pretty private there, you can sell what you want to sell. When you go into a pub or you go to buy alcohol with one of the kids, and my daughters in particular look quite young. Now, one of them is 23. She looks about 15. They always check. They check rigorously. Can I see ID, please? It's not as though if you privatize, anyone can buy alcohol whenever they want. It simply doesn't work that way.
And yet they're trying to say that the beer store is better equipped to card people. Convenience store owners are scofflaws. Now, both the Convenience Store Association and the beer store have commissioned their own reports to see what people want, and they're both kind of push polls, and that one of them asks, would you like it if society was crumbling apart because kids have it, and the other one says, don't you believe that freedom is vital to our society? So of course both polls show that consumers want what these interest groups want, although I do side with the Convenience Store Association, just because at the end of the day, from the basic fact, you know, Korean shop owner has a convenience store, cigarette sales are going down these days because cigarettes are no longer that popular anymore. People don't buy the nudie mags in the stores, they get it on the internet, whatever.
Yeah,
you can find it online, Michael.
Apparently. But you see,
and what I'm saying is they should be able to, it's a violation of your right as a shopkeeper to not be able to sell a random consumer product.
If you sell an underage person beer at a beer store, you might lose your job. You probably wouldn't lose your job, but you might. If in a corner store you do this, you could lose your livelihood. They're going to be very, very careful. Part of it's sociological. Look, in Italy, for example, a drunk on the street is looked at with contempt and disdain. You just don't do that. They know how to handle their drink. The French,
even though they let their children drink.
Exactly.
Way younger than 18 at the dinner table.
The French are the same. Now, I don't think in Anglo-Celtic countries we can replicate that. We're more like the UK and the US and so on. I think kids probably will drink. But there is no evidence that privatization will produce more violence. And in Alberta, we've just had a terrible incident. Kids will do terrible things with whatever, a knife, a gun, a club, alcohol, because they've broken personalities, not because we changed the way we distribute and sell alcohol.
No, I think you're completely right. I mean, alcohol, as you know, we say that alcohol, when you get drunk, you finally are able to tell the woman that you like her, for instance, and ask her out. The same reason that if you're going to do something completely reckless, You have it in you already, and alcohol makes it easier for you to do that. The same for gambling and all these other vices. The idea that we just suddenly fall apart and crumble. I mean, I think it's true for drugs that really do change the way the synapses fire in your brain. That happens with heroin and bath salts and so forth. But alcohol, I mean, it's just simply not true. And I think it's unfortunate that this company is using the gifts of their monopoly to fight further for their monopoly. But then again, it's good business, so I can't blame them. I'd probably do it too.
Yeah. Alcohol is a wonderful servant and a terrible master. It can be used, and I enjoy alcohol, but try not to abuse it. I just find it's rather like a CBC comedy or a drama. It's so patronizing and badly acted. There's no grasp of nuance or context or reality or humanity. It's all black, white, good, bad, and Canadian people deserve better than this rubbish.
But you know, that's the way we're going this day and age. Everybody out there believes that the government has to be involved in every facet of our lives. So I'm not surprised that there's fear-mongering going on about this. I think it's going to win. And I do want to add, you know, I'm in favor of the legalization of marijuana. I think that ad is pretty similar to the conservative ads against Justin Trudeau. The one thing that Trudeau manages to be right on.
I've got to go because first I need a drink and second the government are telling me so. Thank you very much indeed.
Bye now.